Welcome back to another edition of the B4evaKool podcast. My name is Rex45, and this evening we got Moto America talk, we got World Superbike talk, and MotoGP talk that's coming up. And we got a special guest tonight. We got Reese from Attack Yamaha. So I'm gonna bring him in first, since his first time on the Vroom Vroom Wednesday. Reese, what's good, man? How you doing this evening?
What's going on, man? How you doing? How's everybody doing, man?
Good, man. How's your week? You all dried out from all the rain that came your way on Sunday?
All dried out. Can't complain. I mean, you put your goulashes on and you'll be all right.
All right. Well, we know why you can't complain, and we're gonna get further into that. Hang on a second while I bring the other guys in. TJ, what's good, man? How you doing this evening, man?
And try to stay out of the cold, man. And up here in the Northeast, it's still winter up here, it feels like. But, it's
Yeah,
April, it's racing season, and, getting ready for, end of the month.
yeah, man. I see you with your hoodie on, so I got shorts and
Yeah,
a t-shirt on. I feel bad down here. I
it's,
don't want
uh,
to talk too
it's all
much
right.
though, man. You ready for that Moto America talk, man? You must have caught it over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, I caught a couple of glimpses of Moto America, it was an interesting one, I would say,
No,
down
no
there
doubt,
in
no doubt.
Alabama. So,
Okay, that's what's up. Well, hold tight, man. We're gonna keep it moving and get these guys in here. Smitty, what's good? Smith Shot Racing, man. Welcome to the
That's me.
show.
That's me.
Marquez is doing well, so I think you're feeling good. The Honda's kind of crashed. That has some issues over the weekend and at Barbara. How you doing this weekend? I mean, this week, man.
Not bad, man. Just enjoying the weather, getting ready for my first time on the track next week, going to Coda for the first time. So doing that for a little bit.
Yeah, I wish I was going. I wish I was going.
Yeah, you could have went. You chickened out, man.
I listen, man. Priorities. It's
I gotta,
tough.
I gotta work. What's work, man?
It's tough, man. I got to be other places, and this thing ain't gonna happen by itself. But eventually, I'll be able to do some track days. But yeah, let's
So I
keep it
gotta call
moving.
in sick, man. I can't
Come
work
on, man.
today.
I can't call in sick and then have stuff posted on social media. You know how that works.
Posted a week
Uh,
later, man.
I rather. All right, no doubt, no doubt. Hold tight. Jordan, what's going on, man? How you doing? Welcome to the show. I see you got your Moto America on shirt on, so you're all full gas.
Oh, no doubt. No, you know me, always full gas. Anything Moto America, MotoGP, wherever we can go, start off from America and get to the world stage, I'm all for it. You know that.
That's what's up, man. And how's your week going?
Week is going really, really good. Believe it or not, I got some really exciting news from my day job. So yeah, we're making moves on and off the track. So yeah, we're making things happen, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, let's get this thing going. Welcome everyone. I'll throw it out there. We'll start with Reese, man. Let's talk about the Motor America weekend, Attack Yamaha. You guys looks like as you said before recording, you guys are back. Now what makes you say that, and are you guys, I know you're not satisfied with second and third and all that. So how what's the mood like after the weekend's over?
The move's pretty high. I mean, you got Jake riding real well. He's 100%. He's healthy. I mean, and you got Bobby on another level. He's hungry and he's ready to go. The team morale is always great. I mean, it's a strong start. I mean, as you guys know, it's a long season. So anything can happen from here. But to be sitting right now after race one, sitting 2 and 3, can't complain. From where we were from before. So can't
Right, right.
complain.
What surprised you more Jake's return or Bobby jumping on the factory?
I mean, there's no surprise with Jake. And when Jake is healthy and ready to go, Jake is full gas and he can run with the best of the best of the best. Uh, Bobby surprised me. I mean, we saw it at the Podium Club during testing, and to see him be able to stick with Cam like that on race one and pretty much pull a 3-second gap off of Jake, I mean, that was surprising.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Smitty, man, you caught the race. It was close to your
Yeah.
home. I don't know if you drove to Alabama to get to Barbara, but what are your thoughts on the Superbike race one and race two?
So I was going to go, but I saw the forecast, like, nah, I'm trying to stay outside in the rain that long. So I did not go. But I'm going to Road A in 2 weeks for that one. So, but my thoughts on the race, I'm not surprised that Cam kind of did his thing. Race one, he won, no problems. 'Cause last year he had some injuries, didn't finish the season. Just he's healthy now. Race two, rain race. It's just like the rain kind of just changes everything. You don't know what's gonna happen during the rain. So Jake just looked like the Jake of the past 2 years. Had a great race, and that's kind of what it was. So
What are you trying to say? Jake is because of the rain for
no, no,
Jake,
no, no,
or
no, 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 not even, man. I can never downplay Jake at all, man. but within about 6 seconds, yeah. The grid, let's say like 4 years ago, Jake would win by 6 seconds easy.
yeah,
That's not the case anymore. But he's still, a 1 or 2 or 3 guy easy. But it's just not 6 seconds in the drive. I don't see that happening ever again, honestly.
got you. Jordan, Heron, he got the number one plate. He got the third on race two. Let me check to see what he did on. He got fifth place on race one. What are your thoughts on him on the Ducati? Were you expecting a little bit more than what you saw?
Yeah, I'm expecting a whole lot more fight from Heron. I know everybody is still rooting for Jake and Bobby. I'm glad to see Bobby on a full factory ride. This isn't his first full factory ride, but he has shown multiple times that he can stick up front, he can lead a race, and he can win races. Doesn't have to be a factory ride for him to win races. So it doesn't really surprise me that Bobby Fong is not just leading a race or leading the points, which he has done before, or definitely on one of the best teams in Motor America paddock, which I'm not trying to suck up to anybody, any names or anything. But yeah, definitely Attack Yamaha is always at the front of the line, and they've always been at the top of the spear for a long time. So for Heron to be where he's at, I think something was missing that really isn't missing on that team. That Ducati team is pretty tightly wound. They're really cool, but they know their stuff on that duck. And once you get that duck wrong, it really goes wrong. And that showed.
Okay, all right. TJ, man. Before we bring Bobby Shakes in, and welcome to the show. He got his camera on, but I think he's missing his protection for his brain, so he might have to go get his glasses and come back. TJ, what are your thoughts of the weekend, man? Did the rain help some people out more than others? Anything stands out for you?
I mean, I think for all the riders that are out there, man, there's some legit riders. It's going to be a really good season. It was good to have mixed conditions. It was of course dry the first race. Second race was a bit hectic with the rain. Rain always helps out some riders because some riders are used to riding in the rain. I know, like myself, I would probably have a little setback, but it was good to see Attack Yamaha come into play like they did. I've been rooting for Bobby Fong. He's a good rider for sure. I mean, for seeing him ride like the King of the Baggers and also ride in the Super Sport class and to see him go to different manufacturers, it was good to see him to be in a factory seat with Jake next to Jake Gagne. So hopefully they pull it off. But I thought it was a good weekend overall. Um, it was good to see, Josh Herron to at least get on the podium. I know he's struggled a little bit, but he's still trying to contend.
All right. Bobby Shakes, what's good, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty good. I think the only person you don't know is Reese. I think you know everyone else on the show already.
Reese, how you doing? How are you?
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain.
That's what's up. I got glasses are on. Shakes, man. What are your thoughts about Yamaha and Ducati? Because it looks, even regardless of the weather, it looks like it. I mean, BMW's there. So what are your thoughts on the BMW Yamaha and Ducati, and who do you think have a fighting chance as far as the manufacturers?
When you race in the rain, right? That automatically cuts the CC in half. So now everybody's riding on a 100cc bike. And we know that Ducati has a lot more horsepower than that.
Half.
And a bigger CC. So, I mean, that's why you see Yamaha and BMW, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens. The rain cuts everything in half. So it's moped racing.
But
Racing.
Wait, hold on. I know what you guys are
Moped
all
racing.
thinking. I'm gonna say it though, man. Half of 1,000 is not 100.
He's cutting 1 0 in half. That's what he's doing. Cut 1 0 in half. That's what he's doing.
0 in half. Just cut 1 0 in half.
But Bobby Shakes, we actually have someone that's on a team that can tell us actually how much the bikes are being cut or cut at all.
I mean, yeah, I heard that Reese is that guy. I heard he's that guy, but I mean, but let's be real. Hold on a second here.
So Reese, where's the half speed switch?
Yes. Like
The blue button. The blue button. The blue button, the rain button.
Right, the blue button. This is it.
Sorry, I let the cat out the bag. My bad.
I got on the pit limit of speed, man.
Out of respect for Reese, this is my Yamaha hat.
Just out of respect, appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that one.
You're welcome. All the time.
I appreciate that one.
So what's the dealie in the rain conditions? What do you guys do? I know for us in the human class, as far as club racing, on the 600, we just put our bikes in a trailer and wait till it stops raining. So, what do you guys do?
I mean, there's a couple things. You're gonna, we're gonna dial. Of course, the power is gonna dial back a little bit. You're gonna dial it back a little bit. I mean, if you want to go off the percentage, we're gonna go probably about 70%. We're coming back. But of course you're going to change your suspension. We're going to give it a different set of suspension, different travel. There's a certain different setups that we're going to use. And then of course your rain tires is a big factor. I mean, you got to go with the temperature of, the day and see what it is. I mean, rain tires really I heat them up. I mean, I'll put them on tire warmers for them. But I mean, we're only setting them to about 50, degrees because they're not going to get that hot. I mean, the pressure is going to be a certain pressure. It's just, that's going to depend on everything, on how cold it is or what type of weather it is. And then, you only want so much air fuel ratio, hey, I only want, as you guys know, we can adjust how much the bike is sucking in air, put some tape on the radiator and say, hey, you don't want so much getting in there. We want to keep it as warm as possible. But with kind of out giving anything away, like I said, it's just dial back a little bit. It is dial back. I mean, the 100cc thing, I don't know about that. But but we all know if you want to be a great champion, you need to ride in the wet. And one thing I can honestly say about Richard, if you're going to ride with Richard, you're going to become a wet specialist. You will become a wet guy.
Hey, Reese, question. And something I thought about for years, and no one gave me an answer. And you gave me a partial answer just now. When it's raining, why do guys put warmers on anyway? Like, what's the point?
Well, you got to think about it. The actual rain tire is a real soft tire, right?
Yes.
It's a real soft tire. You still want to get a little bit of heat in there. You still want to just get a little bit of heat in there, just to kind of match the temperature of the track. So we'll put we're kind of putting the tire warmers on just to get it heated up soft. Of course, as you all know, as soon as you put that tire on the ground, it sucks the heat out. It's going to suck it out. But those guys are going to put enough heat in them when they're going on the track. They're driving on the track. Everyone's like, oh, people swear, swerving back and forth is putting heat. That's just scrubbing it. That's all we're doing is just scrubbing it. We're going back and forth. All the pressure comes when we're braking. So as much brake pressure as they're using on the track is going to drive that heat in the tire. And normally, if you watch, and a lot of you guys watch this race, they're trying to find the wet, like especially when it starts drying out. They're trying to find that wet line. If not, that tire's gonna get you the hell up. It's going. It's put too much heat in there because you want a little bit of heat, but those are already soft as it is.
Okay. Makes sense.
I heard Reese talk about a little bit something that a lot of people used to do before, but they don't really do it too much, was putting tape on the radiator. A lot of people don't quite understand that when you're getting the radiator wet, it's actually cooling it down too much. So you're blocking a little bit of that percentage. You're literally covering a percentage of it. So you still have heat in the motor, heat in the tire, well, not just heat in the tire, but heat in the motor, but you're not downing the power so much, because you are downing the power a little bit. For Reese, I see you said about 65, 75%. I know for my air fuel ratio, I dropped it down about 15%. So if I was doing 100%, I dropped it down to about 85%. But like I said, I was going for 600s. I wasn't doing super bikes with Cam and Josh and the rest of those guys. But I kind of did the same thing. I adjusted my tire pressure, obviously rain tires, and I actually put some tape on my radiators. And I think Rich actually did that a couple years ago with the Bosch brothers. He had pullaways. So whenever the temperature got back up or when it stopped raining, they actually was able to come into the pits, pull the tape off, give the radiator full air, and then it can kind of pick up a little bit more speed without having to stop too much. But like I said, I'm digress.
Just like, real quick, it's just like our old liaison, you want to call him, Tom Halverson, that just retired from Yamaha, and great guy.
Best Tom. Yeah.
He did a study on everybody. He did a study on the average day street riders, the average day track riders, and the pros. And we all know you got your travel and your suspension. And he put it in there. He said, he did a study and he's seen that the average day street rider, and this is where a lot of people don't understand, the average day street rider will only travel that front fork maybe about 20%. They will only use about 20% of that. And then he actually did the track day riders, the A group guys and B group. They were using about 45 to 55% of that travel. And the pros, which is the front runner guys, they were using 98% travel. They were bottoming out the forks, and they still almost bottomed them out. Even they're still getting about, so when you're getting about 55% on an average day, they're getting about 65% in the rain.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wow.
That's how hard they still break.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Wow.
What are your thoughts about Hayden Gillen riding the factory Honda and riding? Is it a stock
TBR
1000 Cup? It's like a race within the whole race that some of those guys are.
Well, Hayden Gillen's on a full superbike. He's a full superbike.
Okay.
JD Beach is on the hybrid kind of.
Right, but are they are they racing in the same series as Jake and those guys? I thought it was like a cup series. Cup.
It's a superbike cup series. They still race in there. They know they're going to be kind of toward the back, but they're still kind of racing in there because a lot of people don't understand. You see, if you look in the rule books and look at everything, everyone's like, "Oh, there's not that many superbikes," but there was 18 guys on the grid, right, this weekend. The full track grid is about 24 of superbikes. That's a full grid. Everybody's like, no, there should be more. I'm like, have you been on a grid with 30 MNFers and they're coming superbikes? That there's no way in hell we're gonna do that. Somebody's gonna die.
Yeah, no, I've been on a grid with like 34 riders, and
it's not pretty.
And that turn one is not a fun place unless you're out front all the way in the back.
Like I try to tell people, man, that's not pretty. Like you go and barrel into turn one with 20-some guys, yeah, your butthole goes from that to
Yeah. Hold your breath.
Even us on the sidelines is sitting there like, oh God, please. Oh, right, you gotta turn one.
Make it through turn one. Make it through turn one.
Damn.
That's it.
And did they do that just to make it more competitive? Because I mean, I think in World Superbike it was like that, right? We had some satellite riders in Super Sport and Superbike class. It was like I don't know if they were calling it the Stock 1000. I think they were calling it in Superbike a few years back.
Yeah, they make it more competitive. You kind of actually fill up the grid as well, and then it's just you give the super stock guys kind of more time to get out there and actually do it because, as you know, Super Stock 1000 doesn't have a race in every round. So this way they can do almost every round in the Superbike class. It's just not a full Superbike class. They can do it. They can keep going and actually have more time. It makes it worth their while.
Okay.
I remember a couple of years ago, if you remember, Reese, that the Superbike Cup was its own race. It only had like 12 people on there, but they actually had their own race. They would do another race after that, and then it would grid up again for the Superbike race. And they had their
still do. They still do. They still do their own thing.
But they don't air it. They don't. Yeah, but they don't air that, so people won't even see that. So, but yeah, they still do that to where if you actually go to a Motor America round, you actually will see it, and you'll be seeing something that you really don't see on TV. But yeah, they actually do like a Superman type of heroic race to where they're on the grid, they're off. 45 minutes later, they're back on the grid again.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'll leave this question for Reese last. I'll ask you guys this. I saw also a couple of riders came out and said they probably shouldn't have raced on Sunday. The amount of water was on the track. We'll start with Smitty. What are your thoughts on that? Should Sunday have been canceled?
Okay, so I would say yes. However, if you probably go back maybe 3 years, it rained harder and they still raced. So I'm saying race, so you got rain tires for like a reason. It was a good race and not, but they had like 2 crashes that race, I think.
Well, between a few races, a few classes, those are gang of races crashes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, but I guess, what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong or fair, but they did it before with worse rain. Remember Matthew Scott slid down the entire hill a couple years ago?
2 years ago.
That race was a lot of rain, and they still did it. So, I mean, it was less rain this time around. So,
all right. TJ, what are your thoughts?
Speaking of that, Scots had another little incident coming Sunday. But magically, he still was able to pull off an incredible race.
3rd place.
But it's I haven't raced in the rain. I haven't. That track layout is pretty intense. But we all have rain tires. I don't know what the weather was like the full day. But maybe they could put some delays after seeing how many accidents there were with the younger classes. But the higher classes was able to take advantage. But I think still race.
Got you, Bobby Shakes. Wait.
2 things. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You either want rider safety or you want racing. I'm for rider safety. I would have said cancel the race.
Okay. All right.
Because the season is long, right? We don't want to throw it all the way here, right? It's not like this is the last. If this is the last one, then we may have to go for it if the poll is tight. But I'm always for rider safety. I'm not a hypocrite. Don't say rider safety and then, you're going to cut down the CCs. And then when it's a downpour and snowing, we're going to throw guys out there. You got to be consistent when it comes to rider safety. And I'm a big proponent for rider safety.
All right.
So hold on, Shakes, question. So in terms of rider safety, right?
Yes,
there has to be a cutoff. Either if it rains this much or this much, we race or don't race. How do you find that cutoff in the rain? Like what is your metric to use to say, what, we can't race today? You see what I'm saying?
Hydroplaning?
No, I mean, because it can't be guesswork.
You're right, Smitty. We could start the race and it's a downpour and we say we're canceling it, and then the clouds move and the sun comes out. Like in Miami or places like Jamaica where it's a downpour, you feel like the world is gonna flood, and then it just stops. It's sunny, and we're ready to go. I mean, that's where the technology comes in, right? The weatherman. I know weatherman is a guessing game, but maybe we need to spend more money on weather tracking.
Right.
Okay.
If we really want rider safety. We have to take all precautions to make sure the track is in optimal position.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Before I bring you in, Jordan, and I think I saw this in MotoGP. Didn't like the lead rider could put his hands up and wave and kind of ask for a red flag?
Yes and no. The rules dictate if the riders in general, and it's usually about the first five first five. And I think Bobby Fong is part of the council, Jake Gagne, and I can't remember another other rider who's part of the council. But if they kind of wave their hand and really deem that a situation is too dangerous, then yes, race control can and will put a red flag out and stop the race. Reese knows that before. He's seen it out there before. I've seen it out there before. But yeah, usually the council members will kind of either talk about it. But like I said, things like this, and I did want to speak about TJ. They actually had on and off racing that whole day.
Yeah.
It was going to be stopped. It was going to be postponed. That's why they shortened the race. They thought the clouds were going to move faster, but it didn't. It kind of stalled. And it was kind of like, well, it's not that bad right now. Let's go for it. And then I think they was talking about a flag to flag, which it didn't do. But like Bobby was talking about, rider safety. And if I remember, it was PJ who actually talked about it first, about tucking the front, even when the bike was literally standing upright. At high speeds like that, those rain tires, even fresh rubber, can only cut so much water. And it was about 3 or 4 places, if I remember right. I've only been on Barber one time. And I know one place where right after Charlotte's Web, it's a river. It's a river down there.
Coming
And you're still
coming to the museum. That's where
coming into the museum. Yeah, coming to the museum, where it's a freaking river. But they did what they could. I think every race that finished up, they had a team of people going out there, blowing the water off, trying to keep it as dry as possible. But you only do so much when you got another band of rain coming through and going to wet the track again. So it's a give and take, to where, yes, you want to keep the rider safe, but people paid, not just spectators, the team spent a lot of money to go out here and put on a show for everybody throughout the world.
Don't worry, I'm gonna answer all that. Like this.
So you didn't say yes or no? Should it have been canceled on Sunday? Yes or no?
All of this,
Jordan.
once my turn comes in, trust me, I got an answer for that whole conversation.
Let's go,
Jordan. Yes or no?
Yeah.
You didn't answer.
Show must go on. Riders have to learn how to ride in the rain. I like the rain. Like I said, the great equalizer. Like Bobby said, keep it consistent. I'm a fan of wet weather racing, and I like the rain. Let's go.
All right, you're on, Reese, and I'm sure I'm going to have a follow up.
So when it came to that wet weather race ride, it wasn't that bad. Literally, it was bad in the super sport. When it came down to the super bike class, the rain started dying down really bad. So yeah, the track was still wet, but it wasn't nothing till you can't go. There's a lot of guys that say, I don't want to ride, but literally, even Jake would tell you, stop being a pussy. Just go. Like, this is what you get paid for. There were a lot of delays. There were a lot of delays throughout that day, like a lot. Like we delayed, Superbikes delayed heavy. It was like up 15 minutes. And a lot of guys don't know. It was lightning.
Yeah.
Every lightning strike that hits automatically add another 15 minutes onto that delay. Automatically. And then it stopped lightning. It stopped lightning. It stopped raining. It started just misty. And it died down. But then, yeah, the track is saturated, but they have enough runoff or rain runoff that it kind of can run off into a certain area. And if you watch the whole race, there wasn't that many devastating crashes where you're like, oh my God, they need to call this. It wasn't that. It literally wasn't that.
More super sport.
You're correct. It wasn't that many. So people that say it was unsafe, yeah, there's times where Moto America, that's why they delayed it so long. Like if they don't even know it, people don't know it. They delayed it even from the get-go, from the jump, from Talent Cup to Super Sport, we were supposed to go in the morning. They delayed all the way to the afternoon.
11
Yeah,
o'clock.
the part where it got a little sketchy is when they did the morning warm-up. That's where it maybe got a little sketchy. That's why KMP got hurt. You know, it was a little sketchy. But when it came to race time, no, it was fine. Race. This is what we do. This is what we set the bikes up for. You know, it's a wet weather. You're a specialist. This is what you do. So go for it. You know, I say race, and then a lot of people don't understand. You have like super bikes have what I call it as a Jordan would know. A lot of fans will complain to them, oh, it's not on television. Now they paid for television. And guess what? You only got that slot right here. Now we have that live slot. So guess what? Either we're going to fill it or we're going to lose it.
Right.
So what do you want to do? Fill it so you can keep going. You know what I mean? And then when you get over there, if you get over there with the world stage and the GP stage, they ain't canceling it. So no, they ain't canceling. This is what they do.
Right.
This is what they do. So to sit here and say, I don't want to ride, then you don't really want to do this. Like, this is what they have to do. Bobby said it at one point. And Bobby's a good friend of mine. We went out and hung out all the time. When he came to the grid, not to the grid, but when he came to the hot pit, he said, oh, we can't ride in this. This is too bad. We were all laughing. We was like, because Bobby at first did not like the wet. He does not. But like I told you, Richard's going to make you a wet weather specialist. He's going to make you a wet guy. It was maybe, because he came and told us, it was maybe like 3 laps in when he was coming into Charlotte Webb, and he was like, oh, shit, I can do this. This shit got grip. Let's go. That's when you started seeing Bobby move to the front. And if it wasn't for his stupid helmet fogging up,
Right.
he would have took second place. He was a second place winner all day. And Cameron said it on podium saying he saw, that. But no, I think the track was just fine enough when it dried out, because the rain stopped when we were done and we were packing up and dry.
Nice.
I put my hat on. I could just tip it to Reese.
So Reese, question. But why what caused the fogging up? 'Cause I thought for rain to have the rain visors or the pin locks, that's the other rubber seal that we don't have us normal guys. What happened to his helmet?
That nose breather.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
It sucks.
KYT. Buying a ride.
KYT's over Suomi. KYT's over Suomi, and that nose breather thing that they're supposed to hold your breath down sucks. There is no real good thing around it that will help prevent any of that air to not break that seal. It's just, and it hurts also. I don't know if you saw the guys taking that stuff off. It presses on your face, and you turn your head a little bit, break the seal, forget about it. So that's what I said. They had 3 or 4 failures throughout the whole weekend with KYT. KYT was one of them, and I think Arai only had 1 failure, but KYT had a whole bunch.
Damn.
So what do riders?
Ride.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do riders do in situations like this? If they're, I assume they have some type of deal with the helmet companies and stuff like that, so that's why they're rocking them, right?
They do have some kind of deal. I mean, Bobby was speaking to his rep when he came back to the pits. I don't know who his rep is. I don't know KYT, but I know he wasn't too happy. He was pissed, and he was saying there was some. He's not happy. He was almost ready to get out of this contract and go to a ride.
Wow.
So he wasn't too happy, and neither was anyone in our paddock. I mean, to be able to finish 1 and 2, and an example, if Bobby would have finished second, Bobby was leading the championship right now.
Wow.
And
that's
for
huge.
him to get 5th. What is it? 5th? I think he finished 5th or 4th.
Yep. Yeah, 5th.
Let's put it like this. That's a couple of grand that he lost out of Yamaha's bonus.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
I could have redid my motor in my car with that bonus. Yeah.
Stop being selfish.
We need that bonus. Let's move on to Super Sport because we discussed we don't have enough time, and I can talk world Superbike all day. What do you guys think of Matthew Schultz rocking the number one plate? Finished first in the first race. I believe he finished third in the second race, crashing out and jumping back on and continuing. What are your thoughts on that? Is it foregone conclusion that this guy might run away with it again?
Hey, let me go first, man.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be real
2 words.
quick, man. Matthew Schultz to Super Sport this year, like Mark Marquez to GP, man. Then straight up, he's not gonna get beat straight up. It's gonna take bad weather or a crash to beat him. That's it. And like I said before with Marquez, only reason why he lost because he crashed. Well, that's it. If it's good weather and Mark don't crash, he's gonna win every race.
So he doesn't lose any
Still
points for not staying in Superbike.
I mean, it is what it is. It ain't his fault.
It's like NBA players going down to the G League and
Nah, not even, man. Super Sport got some tough guys, man. It's not his fault. He ain't get a ride. His team, they folded up business, you know what I'm saying? The Shivey team, right? No,
Got
sorry,
you.
Westby. They folded business.
Yeah, let's see.
What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta do something, right?
I hear that. I'm always looking at the big fish coming down and playing in the small pond and walking around with all the trophies and saying, "Look what I did, ma."
If it was Twins Cup, I'd agree. But Super Sport, nah.
So let me clear that up real quick. Real quick. Out of all 4 or 5 of you guys here, Chelsea could have had a ride in Superbike.
Okay.
Let's get that in there. He could have had a ride in
What team?
We're not going there. It would have probably been us. It might have been us.
Suzuki?
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, got it. Okay, fair enough.
But
He's Yamaha.
No, he's not Suzuki.
He's Yamaha.
I'm saying
Attack Yamaha.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
But it was smarter for him to stay at Shrek. It was smarter for him to stay at Shrek. Why? 1, the money. 2, he is now officially, and a lot of guys don't know the backstory, he's a Yamaha boy. He is a Yamaha boy. Because if you stay there, you help develop that R9. You help build that team. That is now Shrek Racing is the feeder program to start feeding the younger kids into the 600, to Superbike, to GP, to the world stage. Help develop that team. Guess what? You now have a ride for life to go up to Superbike. Instead of going to Superbike that one time after winning the championship in Super Sport, he'd have probably had a 1-year contract. That's it, and made less money. And if he'd have lost it, then what he's going to do, he's going to be sitting at home like, I don't have a ride. So the smarter idea was for him to do that. A lot of people are like, you should have went to Superbike, should have went to Superbike. No, the smarter idea was for him to do what he did. So now he has Yamaha's back in good contention. Yamaha has his back in good contentions. So now Bobby has a 1 year. Guess who's next to fill the seat? If Bobby stays, guess what Superbike is going over to Shrek. So there's a lot of things that can play out. There's a lot of scenarios that can play. So the more scenarios that he had was staying there instead of just running to Superbike and say, I'm leaving. That would have been suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense. What do you guys think about how he did? And PJ Jacobs, Blake Davis is another guy that ran well. What are your thoughts overall on the super sport races?
I like it. And it's
TJ, let's go on to TJ and then we'll get back to you, Smitty.
Well, yeah, I'll continue on Matthew Schultz real quick, but I know a couple years ago, this guy used to get second place constantly when he was in the Superbike stage. So for him to be winning in the Super Sport, it looks really good. I mean, he's a good rider. For him to get the number one plate, I kind of like it, and I think he's going to do good this year. But for going to the Ducati event that I went to a few years ago, meeting Josh Herring, PJ Jacobson, and all those guys, and then from coming to Loudon and talking to them there. So I kind of have my I root for them a little bit. So it was good to see PJ do well, and like Blake Davis and all those guys, Tyler Scott, and seeing them ride. So hoping they do really good this season. But I think Matthew Schultz might having to bag his energy level is nothing else. Though.
All right, Bobby Shakes. What are your thoughts?
Ducati. I showed enough respect for half hour, got rid of the Yamaha hat. I did my respect. I had a blue room. It's all red. Jacobson. I got to be consistent because people watch these episodes, right? Just because it's a different sport, I can't go for a different manufacturer. Ducati all the way. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I love you, Reese. I love you. I love you. I have no problem with you, my brother. But I mean, I gotta be consistent, or people's gonna call me a fraud. It's bad enough I don't race. At least gotta be consistent.
So out of Ducatis, who are you going to root for? You rooting for Alexander, PJ, Kayla? Who are you rooting for?
The whole Jordan in MotoGP. Hold on. What have I been saying all season? That Ducati is the only manufacturer that's going to be on the grid in MotoGP, right? I stay.
Right, but we're not talking about MotoGP.
No, but you know the answer. I'm completely Ducati. I take the field. I love Marc Marquez, but I've been consistent. I've been consistent the whole season. The only manufacturer that should be on the podium is Ducati. And it doesn't matter if it's cafe racing, go from Starbucks to Starbucks, MotoGP, Super Sport, or just guys on around the neighborhood. I'm always red.
All right. No doubt. Listen, Smitty's Honda every day, all day, so he's Team Red too. What are your thoughts on the Super Sport, Jordan?
Super Sport was a ridiculously good race. Wet and dry. It was I won't say like a barnstormer, but it definitely threw some aspects into there that really didn't, or you really wouldn't expect. Mostly when second race, I'm talking about that real quick. When you have a 2-second lead, second and a half lead, and not to say you blew it in the same turn, in the same corner, same turn, but I mean, he did his job. A lot of people will, once the bike goes down, they just walk away from it. Oh, I'm done. Race is over. I quit. He actually ran back to his bike, got that puppy back up there, and I think he got back in fifth, worked his way to third. It was six, and worked his way to third. That goes to show you that my man's got heart. He's always had it. And even when he was winning second place for 3 years running, he always dug in and kept on fighting for the win. And he did get some wins, but yeah, he missed out on championship. But he was letting people know that he's there for the win and he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop here. Even a 600 series, he's number one plate. He's going to defend it till the day he breaks it. God, I'm not going to say it. I don't want nothing to happen. I'm not going to say it. He's going to race until he keeps number one plate.
All right. Reese, you've kind of already talked about Schultz a little bit and why he's with Yamaha. I'll ask you this. What's more impressive, what Josh Hayes did or Matthew coming from 6th to 3rd and getting on the podium?
Both is more impressive. Like Josh Hayes is 50 years old and still, like he said, he had no pressure on him. The only pressure is the young kids trying to get not beat by a 50-year-old guy, So I would say both of them are impressive. Like Jordan said, to go from 6th to 3rd and still gain points and still be in the points lead after 2 rounds, that's impressive. And, so that's that. And just to piggyback off everything, and Bobby over here with all red, it's like I said, and I'm going to say it as very easy as I can. The field is in trouble. The field is in trouble with an R9.
Don't hold back.
I know you guys don't really know, but you do know the R9 is still not fully developed, and you're still taking those many second leads.
We know that.
Yeah, Bob, you might want to bow your head on that one. I was like, y'all do know that, right? And the top speed is still on the Ducati side. It's Ducatis were 143 and we were 138 on top speed, and you're still getting beat by how many seconds?
Well, I'll
I'm gonna leave
answer
it at that.
for Bobby on this one. I mean, the Ducati is dumbed down a little bit. So it's not the full potential of the Ducati, but it would be in a different class if it was. When you
It
guys,
should be.
Yeah, put the tape over your mouth. That's it. Just drop the mic. Just drop the mic and walk away, and we're done.
He even muted himself. Look at he even muted himself.
So I asked Reese this. Were you guys looking at what was happening in World Super Sport and what those guys are doing on the R9? And do you think those R9 engines are more built than where you guys are right now?
It's like, yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's like
without saying so much, you still sign out your clauses. You do know that a lot of that stuff that is in World Superbike comes over here, and Richard develops all those bikes, and Richard talks to back and forth between World Superbike. They talk all the time. Like there's a lot of stuff that we have that we've given them. There's a lot of stuff that we have that they have that they've given us. So it's back and forth. So I mean, it's a little bit dumbed down. Like there's a little bit of things they can change that their rules, they can do, but we can't. But I mean, as you guys all seen on
Manzi
saying that they took out the rev limiter. They took that rev limiter away on Superbike and everything, so people can change their valves. So here we go.
off to the races.
Anyone want to add anything before we move over to MotoGP and World Superbike and what's coming up this weekend?
Yeah, you might want to take the red off, that, and just go black. That's it. Just go black. You want Ducati on the thing. I mean, like.
No, but yeah, hey, Rex.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one thing to something you said about probably about the past 10 minutes about Scolts picking on Super Sport. It's a good class, man. You got freaking PJ Jacobson who rolls Superbike. He won races, on the world stage. Ken Peterson ain't no bum either. You know what I'm saying?
He's hurt. He's out.
Right, he's hurt, but I'm saying, it's still that top five is still a solid class, man. He's picking on little kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But
had it been Twins Cup, then yes.
I'll say this. I don't mean to pick on Matthew because he wasn't the only one that came down to that class. All the people you mentioned also came down. But I kind of feel that way about Cam Bobier leaving Moto 2 and coming to World Superbike.
But look at Blake. Blake Davis is no slouch.
No. He's
no way.
So you're talking about somebody that hasn't been to Superbike or nowhere else, and he's up there as I always call him. I call him Toothless. He's up there coming at y'all.
Yeah.
And
Ty's still young.
And if you think if you think PJ and these guys weren't there, what would that look like for these young guys and what they would be, where they would be in the standings is more or less why I'm saying it. Obviously, you got to do what you got to do, and if what makes sense for your life is what you do. And these guys, and as these riders get older and stuff like that, they tend to move to.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say Ty Scott is a beast, though, man. I like Ty Scott a lot. He is so underrated, man. And we had this talk months ago about Ty Scott. I'm gonna say off air, when we're done, because
you gotta think about this. Everybody says Super Sport is so dumbed down, or
man.
He's beating up on little kids, right? Real quick, it's me coming from the sports world, coming from basketball and the collegiate level in college, and the older guys. We didn't go to the courts when we were younger and play kids. We played with the grown men that would throw you to the floor, but that enhanced your level to step up to that next level. So to sit there and say, I'm getting beat by an older man, well, then go beat him.
Right. Man up.
About it. Man up. I'm like, because like my coach would tell you, he's a guy, I'm a guy. We both wear our pants the same way. What's different? Go beat him. Go beat him. Stop being a little bum and go beat him. I can't stand people that want to cry about this and cry about that. What's different? There's nothing different. Stop crying. Go do it.
Right.
I I think the 600 class is not underrated. Like I said, they have a lot of people who have who are in that class for a reason. Whether it's PJ getting back from BSB, doing well over there, and needed a ride per se, or even um, Kayla coming up the ranks, and she's been doing very, very well for herself, or even Maddie, coming down to prove himself, to keep money in his pocket. Still got the same crew chief, still got a lot of the same team. So he's feeding a lot of people. People don't understand that behind the scenes. He's feeding a lot of families right about now. So I mean, the class is stacked beyond belief. And Blake is another one that's going to be rising to the top really, really fast. You got to keep your eye out on them. Just like when you're playing the collegiate level basketball players, you want to see who goes to the NBA. You better watch who's playing in 600 right now.
Okay, all right. Speaking of NBA, let's talk about MotoGP coming up this weekend in Qatar, which is a little weird because I'm so used to it being the first round. Let's start with you, Bobby Shake, because I don't want you to get a rash from that painter's tape you have, and so is Pecco people are saying that I've heard that he's struggling. I don't know how having 5 third place is struggling, but is he quote unquote back now, or is it just he got lucky because Marquez crashed out at Coda?
Now you can keep the red on this level.
Right.
Like I've been saying all season, I wanted more out of Pex, right? I wanted to be a 1 and 2. I didn't want Alex anywhere near it but now, and I've been on him, but like you said, historically, this has been his best season to date. He starts a little slow. I don't think you could start slow when you're chasing Marc Marquez. And don't forget, your boy's coming back now. I forgot his name. What's his name?
Martin.
And what bike does he ride again? I forgot the name of that brand.
Aprilia.
It's Italian. So you gotta know it's Italian.
Really?
Aprilia.
So I don't see Martin's gonna be 100% to go. Probably gonna give him a couple of tracks. So I think Pecco has to start. He has to push that. He has to crack. He has to crack that wall that Alex. He has to break up the party. He has to show up to the wedding uninvited and break it up. And yeah, and like I said before, no race, no company, no factory will be on the podium this week again.
Okay. All right. Smitty, you're a Marquez fan. Are you like the Ducati boss telling him to calm down and stay calm? What's your advice for Marquez this weekend?
Stay calm. No, keep going, man. Stay calm for what? Push that limit every corner and go, man. Win by 5 seconds easily and crush them. Simple as that, man. That's it.
That's it.
It's that simple, man.
That's it, huh?
Because no one stands a chance. If Mark doesn't crash, it's a wrap, man.
Okay. All right. We'll see, man. Qatar is a different animal. TJ, man, what are your thoughts coming up? Marquez, Alex, Pecco, I can go on and on, but what are your thoughts? How you see the weekend playing out?
I think Mark is just gonna be Mark and try to give it his all as always. And I don't know how well he did. Well, he got 4th place last year. Pecco did win last year, so we'll see how it goes. As you know, Mark's on the factory now. I think the momentum he has, it's going to be hard to break right now, even though he crashed Dakota. But
Okay.
we'll see how it goes. I think Bobby Shake's going to be cursed this week, and I think another manufacturer might get on the podium. Who knows? I don't know which one. I just have a feeling.
All right. We'll find out in a second, Jordan. I know you're not a fan of Marquez, so let's talk about everybody else but Marquez.
Absolutely. I don't know whose porn is on in the background, but Marquez is a great race. Like I said, he's probably going to be at least second, third. I want Bezzecchi to really break the party. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. Bezzecchi's going to break the party. D'Antonio, he's going to be coming up and coming up and sliding into maybe even second or third. But like I said, I'm waiting for the party to break up, and I have a feeling that Bezzecchi is going to be the party crasher. I do want Pecco to really have a good fight. I think he does have a good run. He's actually done well there at that track. I don't have all of his stats, but I remember he got second and third in a couple of races. I can't remember which one it was. So he's been there pretty consistently, but I don't think he's got a win there just yet. So I'm waiting for that to happen, and I think this year possibly could be it. Like I said, he's been really consistent. His best run thus far. He needs to keep on that momentum, and I think his team is actually telling him, "Hey, you got this. Let's get it on. Let's get it on popping."
Okay, that's what's up. Reese, I know you talk about your 10 number one plates. So I don't know if you're the Lakers or the Celtics in this analogy, but what Ducati's doing right now in World Superbike and in MotoGP, I mean, they're trying to do it. You guys, well, they've already done it in World Superbike, but in MotoGP, trying to do what you guys have done. You know, looking stateside, looking across the pond to Europe and stuff like that, and what Yamaha is doing in MotoGP. Are you guys paying close attention to that, where they're on prototype bikes and you guys are on production bikes?
Not really. No. I mean, they're on prototype, so I mean, pretty much that's like a whole nother world. So it's like we can't really pay attention to them. I mean, we look for them to whatever they're kind of figuring out, you know, it comes down to the product level. So I mean, that's just a whole nother world. I mean, yeah, Ducati is on top. So, you know, we can let Bobby keep the red light on this scenario on GP. But, you know, if it was my opinion, I mean, you got to give it to the kid Marquez. I mean, you given a freaking god a lightning bolt. Say, here, take this and go win. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's his series to lose right now. It is his series to lose, unfortunately. I mean, not downing Pecca. Pecca's a great rider. Jorge Martin is a great rider. I think Jorge Martin should have stayed on Ducati, even a satellite bike. But, I mean, you got to look at it right now. I mean, we've been, 3 rounds right now?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been the 2 brothers up top, always. So, what? It's like
we won't go there. We had that argument already. We already had that argument in first round and the second round. We already had that argument.
I'm not trying to go there. I'm just saying you giving I can't. I'm with you, Jordan. I'm a Rossi fan all the way, that diehard in blue. But you giving the second GOAT or another GOAT a dominant bike and said you gave him the keys to the city and say, here, go do what you want to do. What do you think he's going to do?
I say the same thing.
Wow.
You know, Pecco Bagnaia is the first teammate of Marc Marquez to beat him since Pedrosa did it back in, I think, in 2017 or 2017. So, I mean, there's something to be said for what Pecco's doing right now and so forth. Is there anyone outside of the Martin, outside of Pecco, and Jordan talked about Bezzecchi? Is there anyone else? Is it the Honda guy? Zarco's looking kind of good. Zarco's gone well at Coda.
No.
Honda doesn't have
guys.
No.
Like, nothing.
I'm with Top Rack over here, and this is a whole. I can't. It burns my throat to say it. I mean, it's literally a Ducati Cup. It's literally a Ducati Cup. Every round is literally Ducati top 5, top. I'm like, really, dude? Like, come on. It's. But again, it's a prototype. It's not really a real bike. I used to be in sales in motorcycle world, and I used to hear people come in buying a Ducati. Oh, we got the fastest bike. They have the fastest bike. You have this bike. Let's get that correct, okay? Well, it says 234 horsepower if I put the exhaust on. Again, it's 234, but can you use it? No. You know,
234 at the crank. You're not getting at the tire, and you're not using it. No.
At
Right,
the
you're
crank,
not
at
using
the
it.
crank. Get out of here. I like to throw Morbidelli in, something that we haven't talked about.
He's
You're
still
right.
not gonna be no
What do you want to
Marquez.
say?
Maybe third or fourth.
Yeah,
Right.
come on. They
Come
are
on.
getting faster. Yeah, Coda, they were faster.
Yeah.
Third or fourth.
Okay, he was faster. Let's get that one straight. What was the gap when he crashed?
One point. I think it's 1.2.
And the gap was what? Growing.
Yeah.
So
growing, but he was at the limits, right? So I mean,
Yeah, but
and he almost lost it before the crash, as well, right? Not right before, but
right. And again, what was the situation? Wet weather comes into play, but when it comes to dry, yeah, he's Chris Brown. He's chalking up your deuces and saying, "I'm out."
hey, he might be more like Genuine falling off the stage, but
Whoa.
you look at
That was a bad one.
Argentina. He has some saves in Argentina too that could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think, and I'd mentioned this on the show before. Should he be thinking like a 8-time champion and just manage the whole overall championship instead of trying to sun these guys, which it looks like
he should. If you get a big gap of 6 seconds or 5 or whatever, dial it back. Just be consistent.
Manage it.
Just manage. You can manage that. You can time came down. Let me push up a little bit. Let me back off. Let me push it. You can manage that.
Yeah.
And Jake did that in the wet. He managed it. He stayed. He was like, I could have backed it off more, but I didn't want to back it off. And people think, oh, there's something wrong with me. So you can back it off and just manage it. He wants to go out there and like prove a point. I'm like, dude, you're how many championships you won?
Yeah.
What are you proving?
Right.
Can I ask the panel a question?
Go ahead.
Let's say this was Rossi. Would you guys say dial it back or keep pushing? Because I see
Dial it back.
a little hate. I see a little hate here towards the red. I'm feeling a little hate. Maybe I might be sensitive, but I'm feeling a little hate.
Okay, I'm going to say this about the red. The red is great. It's great. It's a great bike. But there is a lot of people that like I said, I've been in sales, and there's a lot of people that buy red, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, but y'all are some big pricks for real.
We had that conversation on the show too.
Y'all are like the Lamborghini. It's like, oh, I gotta be petty. I gotta do this. Yeah, you're a dickhead that paid $20 million for this shit.
And then leak oil the first.
as a Ducati owner, I will say this: the people that talk trash, when I look at their profile, I've yet to see a photo of them on a Ducati.
And there's a reason why for that. Because they're not pricks.
That's right.
But they talk the most trash though. What I'm saying is like a lot of the talk comes from people that don't have the bike.
I don't talk trash about them. I just can't stand some of the clientele that it brings, and they think they're the top notch because it's the bike. I'm looking like, yeah, but you're the dum that now have to spend $3,000 on your Desmodici service.
Yeah.
What?
We don't have to spend that anymore.
Huh?
We don't have to spend that anymore.
It's over 2,000 now.
What, 2,000? I'm sorry. What? Oh wait, no. They don't have to spend it no more because they go and trade it in before the Desmo hits and give it to somebody else.
Oh, that's the secret. Oh, that's the secret. Oh, you cracked the code. That's what it is.
No, I'm not aggressive. I just been in both worlds. I've been in the sales, so I seen the sales, and then I came over this side 11 years ago. So it's like I seen both worlds. And the Ducati guys, I'm like, y'all are some pricks. Like y'all think y'all shit don't stink. Like y'all need to go back to this Outcast days and roses don't smell like you. It's y'all. Like, y'all stink. It's like y'all nothing stinks on y'all. Like y'all are the top notch. I'm like, not everybody. I'm not gonna say that, Rex. Okay. I know you have, but you're not that. You have respect for everyone. But it's some of guys that get on there and they just, I'm like, oh my God, they be like, they're the best. I'm like, cool.
Bobby Shakes, you can talk to this, can't you? No, you don't know any of those guys working at dealership?
Okay. The worst people on the planet. are Ducati guys and Volkswagen guys. They're
Wow.
the worst. The worst.
Oh man,
They
Shots
haven't
fired.
pushed yet.
And guess who owns two of them? Rexy. He's a Volkswagen and a Ducati guy. Forget about it.
Oh, he's double dipped.
He's double dipped.
Right. And it's just, I'm just like, yo, like, get off of this Kool-Aid that y'all drinking. Like,
But Reese, you got to understand. Let's be real.
what?
It's a beautiful put together bike. It's just beautiful.
Aesthetically
is.
pleasing.
is
Aesthetically
beautiful.
pleasing.
And it comes in one color, red or white or black.
But
right?
I'm not
It's
singing that kind of, listen,
beautiful.
when I sold a Lamborghini edition V4, the V4,
During COVID?
whatever, the naked bike to a customer. I'm looking like, oh, I got a Lamborghini. Great. It's just a Lamborghini color. It's nothing different. Like you just
Right.
paid an arm and a leg for color and little prosthetics to say
That you could do yourself.
And then you bring out the Jorge Martin edition, the Pekka edition, and this edition. I'm like, it's great for sales. It's great. But what is it? It's cosmetic. But I got a Pekka bike. No, you have a replica, which I could have took to a paint shop and had them paint it for 10 times cheaper than what you just paid for. Oh, he signed it. No, he did not sign it. He signed one, and then they took a compuder generator and kept going stamp.
Yep.
That's fake news. There is no computer generation in the factory. Everything is hand put together. Everything is handwritten. The stripes are painted on. Come on, Reese, you know that. Come on.
Then yo, I'm gonna let you know right now, Bobby. I got $1 million sitting in the account. If you think Pekka sat there and signed 500 tanks for you.
Oh, absolutely.
You do the fool.
Cursive. It's cursive. Come on, Reese.
It's cursive. Yeah, it's cursive. It's some computer, he signed one on
Can
the
you see
computer.
the
and then the computer
imperfections
arm
right
did this.
there?
The computer arm did this.
Oh man, listen. That's why if you have a Ducati, you should have another bike so that way it balances your equilibrium.
No. Keep your
No,
Ducati.
wait. Hold on.
Lovely.
Rex has a Ducati. Actually, he has two Ducatis. He's got a Bimota. He's got a Yamaha. He's got a Honda dirt bike. Come on now, really?
No, well, it's 2 KTM's, 2 Yamahas, and 2 Ducatis. So I'm diverse.
Enough.
spreading the
I'm
love.
diverse.
Spread the love.
I mean, what you can say about 45 is he likes bikes and factories that go out of business.
Oh man.
Well, since he likes
God.
KTM, exactly. Yeah.
Come on.
You know, he likes the companies that car companies bail out. That's what he likes.
Whoa. We've gone too far, Jordan. I was with you there, but you've gone completely off into the stream.
Sorry if I know the backstory. My bad. Sorry if I know the backstories.
Oh man, listen, we all need a bailout every once in a while. All right,
Listen.
let's talk about who's gonna pick your top 3 for this weekend in MotoGP. We haven't got to
Marquez.
Oh
No,
my
I agree.
God.
Man.
Well, you can say 2 Marquez's.
Right. You can say 2. So there's 2 right there. And the next one will probably be Pekka.
You got a cousin?
Right. I'm done. I ain't gonna say about some top 3. Marquez, and
Come
Pekka.
on. What do we say? Smitty's saying the same thing. I don't even know what I was
Same
thinking.
thing, man. I told
Same
you.
thing.
So we got the 2 Marquez's.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be 3rd?
I'm gonna step out on the limb. Slowly stepping onto the ledge. 3rd place. Give me a drum roll, Smitty, as I'm walking on the edge.
Push him over the edge.
Come on. Hurry up.
Push him over the edge with this red. Push him.
I gotta say Morbidelli. Object in motion tend to stay in motion. I think Mark, Alex, Morbidelli, 3rd place.
Okay.
I think Pecco's gonna have in his mind Martins.
No.
I can't give Morbidelli anything yet. I can't.
He's gaining. He's gaining. You ever see
He's
Bugs
gaining like a
Bunny running,
disease.
and the wolf is still behind him after he's been running like he's just gaining. He's gaining. He's
The
doing
key word that
cheetah
Morbidelli
walk.
to me is not consistent. He's like
He's
like
the most
a cold. He
he's the most consistent he's been though. This season and the last
That's
season.
like if you got a flu. if you got the flu is consistent for 3 days, and then it goes away, and it comes
Yeah.
back. So that's Morbidelli. He's like the flu. Like I'm hot for 3 days.
In all fairness, 2024 he was injured when the season started. First year on the 24 on the Ducati bike, and he by the end of the season last year he was up top 5. Most of the biggest issue was crashing out. Now he's not crashing out as much. He made the podium, and he's finishing top 5. So he only got 4 more spaces in front of him.
So okay, real quick, but where was he at before all the Ducatis and the Aprilias came to play and Yamaha was the top brand? Where were you at then?
He got hurt. I mean, and he had a 19 bike, right? He had a 19 bike
When he was factory.
When he was factory, he got hurt and had knee surgery. And whatever happened with his knee surgery, that jacked him up for like a year and a half.
Put him back.
That really jacked. And I think he's a better rider than Pecco. Coming out of VR46 Academy. I mean, he won the world title in Moto 2 before Pecco did. He came out and was on the podium in MotoGP before Pecco was. And he was doing all right until he got hurt. And also the Yamaha was also kind of not the same Yamaha.
Yeah. It was plateauing. The Yamaha was plateauing.
That's all I got.
I like that word. I like that word.
That's all I got. But I'll say this. Okay, TJ, who your pick for this weekend?
I mean, I obviously want to see a different finish, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, I think Mark is gonna run away with it, Pecco and the other Mark, Alex Marquez. But this track has had different winners in the past few years. So and like top 3, Digi was up there, Maverick was up there, Pecco. I think Jorge Martinez probably won one, but yeah, these Ducati 2025 bikes, the factory team, they're just on another. I think they got the top riders. Mark is on another level, and I just can't see it right now. Like the momentum that they have, it's just second to none. So it's going to be hard for any other manufacturers to catch them. So it's going to get boring. It seems like. Jorge Martin, I don't think if he actually does ride, I don't think he's gonna be a factor. Of course, he's probably gonna try to push, but you don't want him to get hurt right away. His number 1 played back to '89. So, but
listen, in 20, I think it was his first year on the Ducati. He crashed out and broke up a bunch of bones, and then was out for a bit and came back. And then his last crash, I mean, he broke 11 bones and coming back. So he's definitely have broken at least 20 bones in the last 3 years. Jordan, who you picking?
Like I said, I'm waiting for the breakup with Digi. Hopefully. I'm just waiting for someone to break up the Marquez party. I don't even care who it is. Brad Bender, come on, man. Do me a favor, please. I mean, somebody, man, anybody. I just want to see. I just want to see the Marquez breakup. That's all it is. Digi third. I'm probably gonna have Marquez in second. Who knows? Like I said, Maverick won before, 3 years ago. Who knows?
Won.
Yeah, no, who knows?
Maverick from
Quartararo. Yeah, he's. I don't know if he's been doing a lot with the Yamaha. He hasn't been really pushing.
He looked good at Coda.
Who?
Coda's not Qatar. Coda's not Qatar. No. Push. I need to push. I need to push the front. I want to see somebody push. I really want to see somebody push and break up the Ducati Marquez party.
Okay.
You understand, Jordan? They are pushing. They just can't keep up.
Don't mess with Texas, Jordan. Don't mess with Texas.
They can keep up. They can't keep up. They just have to have cojones.
Who can keep up?
Nah.
Digi was able to keep up. He was able to keep up with them.
Bastianini finished well as well.
Yeah, Bastianini.
He's getting.
He was able to keep up. Like I said, I don't know if when Martin comes back, I have to agree. He's not going to be at the very edge where he needs to be. I think he's going to have it a little bit stuck in his mind, just a little bit. He's going to push, but I don't think he's going to be able to get up to speed to where everybody's at right
Yeah,
about
not
now.
on the weekend.
I don't think so.
Whatever you're smoking on, Jordan, pass it this way because I done had a long
Right.
month. Like I need some of that. 'Cause you done smoked yourself.
Come back over
retarded.
to Atlanta, man.
Thank
Come
you.
back. Actually, no, you'll be in Atlanta in about 2-3 weeks. Come on, man. I'll put
Thank
something
you.
aside for you.
Thank you so much. That makes sense. Thank you so much. And stay out of Coda. Don't mess with Texas, Jordan. Don't mess
No,
with it.
no, I'm
Listen here.
Don't mess with it.
Listen here,
don't
Bobby
matter.
Boucher. If it was, if you need to get down on your knees and kiss Gigi bad, because if it wasn't for Gigi over in Ducati, y'all still be back there in Dumlot land, like sitting
Yeah.
there trying to
Right.
catch up.
Oh, no doubt.
If it wasn't for Gigi, y'all wouldn't be doing nothing.
I understand. Just like
So
if
you
the
need to
R9
thank
was
Gigi.
developed, you guys would be winning. I get it.
You
I
need to
get it.
thank Gigi, and then you also need to thank Aprilia for pulling out a World Superbike because Gigi left Aprilia on World Superbike and went over to Ducati.
Ducati. Yep.
So you got two people to thank because if it wasn't for that, that red wouldn't be even lit. You wouldn't be.
Orange. It'd be orange.
You saw this red coming.
Maybe blue.
So you saw this red coming. You saw it coming every race when Davizioso was on your boy's back. We were on your neck. We were on your neck, and you know that, Reese. You know that. This isn't new. This has been years in the making, and now we're at the top. Vinny Vetti Vici.
And that's what we're gonna say, and that's what I'm gonna say to y'all when we come to the production bikes. Danny Vinny Vici. They not keeping up.
And on that note, we're gonna call it, man. I want to thank everyone for coming on tonight. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.